I still don't think I could do that to a bird.
Is it the right thing to do if the bird is injured badly to put it out of its misery?
Probably, but I still don't think I could bring myself to do it.
I could do anything.
What about with the shovel?
It's still in my hand.
It's
There's
still
no way.
icky. Yeah, it's still icky. Thank you, Brandy. We appreciate you coming. 800-785-73.
It's still icky.
Couldn't do it. So Jackie, you know, she has had a tendency to make me feel really awkward around the house. We look no further than the story where we were all in the kitchen, Diana and I, Deanna, as some would say. Deanna.
I think it's because Fox 17 pretty much all morning and it's the NFL zone.
And she, in that story I told, the laundry basket was right there in the kitchen, and I'm just looking at my phone, Diana's whatever, making dinner or something. I was walking in. I'm naked. Nice paper. And I hope you feel good about that. Yeah, look, I hope you feel really good about that.
A little. It was good.
And out of the corner of my eye, I can see she's pregnant. So obviously she's just screwing up. You know how you in your peripheral, it's just barely, get a real bit of clarity. You just know she's there. Plus she was talking. Now I'm naked. Yeah, whatever, sure, Jim. But in fact, she was. She only had, there was nothing on there. I looked away. I go, what are you doing? Why would you do this? What is wrong with you? And she puts on, she can't find underwear. So then she walks behind me into the laundry room where...
How is there never underwear in your house?
For me, it's because I don't have any, because I grab them and throw them away. By the way, I'm serious. I've got like 3 pair left. She goes in the laundry room where Ernie is, her boyfriend, and is new. Now think about that. He looks like he's very quiet, and I'm like, please don't be looking at her. Oh my God. Please, no, please don't. Jackie, get out of there. Jacqueline, get out of it. So that's Jackie. That is so Jackie. Yesterday, it's bedtime, and I get out of the shower, and I put on a shirt and underwear, and I have to run downstairs and whatever, get something, and then go back upstairs. She happens to be down. Megan? No. She says, "Oh, Dad." I go, "What?" And she goes, "Dad, oh my God, I can totally see your bulge."
Oh my goodness, what an amazing pianist.
And I'm like, Jacqueline, first of all, why are you looking at that? Second of all, most people don't like point it out like that, especially 20-year-old daughters. And Ernie's again standing right there. The things this guy, I mean, seriously, the things that this guy sees and hears is unbelievable. That, I was just gonna say, how is he there forever? He's there, well, he's part of our family, pretty much. So it's like, oh my God, one thing after another. It's just ridiculous. Birdline, this is Amy in Lansing.
Hey, good morning. How you doing today?
Very well, Amy. So what do you think about this?
I couldn't kill the bird. I've killed a hamster, but I couldn't kill a bird.
You killed a hamster? You
I have actually. I was younger, and my brother and I had 2 hamsters, which rapidly grew.
Yeah.
And eventually they had inbred so much that they turned cannibal, and they ate like an entire litter except one. It ate like, I had a 3-legged hamster. It started to eat.
Yeah.
Did you put it in a bag and fling it at a tree?
It looked like Orangeville. That's what it looked like.
No, I did put it in a bag. It kept like running. It was really psychotic, and it kept running on the wheel.
Yeah.
And my friend went to pet it and put it in my pen.
Oh, yeah.
I picked it up, and I was going to release it. So I didn't release it to its own thing.
Yeah.
But it went down like a manhole, like grate or something.
Yeah.
So it drowned instead.
Oh,
I couldn't
maybe.
kill it.
Yeah, it's going to become super hamster. It's genetic.
What was the name of the rat in Ninja Turtles? Splinter, not Sphincter.
It's been tagging us over someplace. I don't know where.
So, isn't killing a hamster more, I don't know.
I think it's about on par to killing a bird.
I think it's weird, not weirder, but
It's more
personal.
It might be.
Because
It's fuzzy.
Yeah, it's fuzzy. It's like a little dog. A bird is like,
rat.
yeah, it's a rat. I don't like them. I can't kill anything, so I don't.
Yeah, this is the worst. All right, Amy, thank you. 800-785-1073. Email Eric at ericsho.com if you have any thoughts on this. And clearly, wood would have been the right thing to do. But as it turns out, for the record, there was nothing wrong with any of these birds. It turns out the nest just got cleared out. The mama bird was kind of like, all right, get out of here, go to your thing. Which is something I should do at my house. You guys get the hell out of here, go to your thing. When we come back, a delusional old guy thinks he's going to win America's Got Talent. This guy was out last night on a stiff. Hear him next.
And 32nd Street in Kentwood. Also have some patch crews that will be out today interrupting traffic. Cascade Road from Thornup River Drive to 36th Street between intermittent lane closures. And in Rockford area, Brooklyn from 10 Mile to 12 Mile will be closed, as well as Algoma from 10 Mile to 12 Mile. Both those roads will be closed today for some work. I'm Rob Westerby, 517 Traffic.
Sponsored by Accountemps. Every accounting team faces spikes in workloads. Accountemps can help. Accountemps can assist with all your temporary accounting and financial staffing needs. Call them today or visit accountemps.com. Accountemps, a Robert Half company. Prevent your energy bill from rising with this warm weather. The Home Depot has hundreds of stylish ceiling fans to choose from to keep you cool. Visit homedepot.com/lighting. More saving, more doing.
Not available in all states. Hey, Tracy, heard you started your own business.
Hey, James. Yep, started my own Reese and Irvy's frozen yogurt vending franchise. It's the latest revolution in healthy frozen yogurt. My robots.
Wait, your robots?
Yep, robots. Each one of my Froyo robots delivers 7 flavors of delicious and healthy frozen yogurt to customers within 60 seconds. I have robots at high traffic locations like malls and theaters. It was the easiest business decision I've ever made.
And this is a franchise?
Absolutely. Reese and Irvy's provided all the tools necessary to start. Access to premium product, local technical support, franchise coaching. They secured me these amazing locations. Now my robots do all the work for me, allowing me more time for myself.
And the robots do the work?
Yep, they work so I don't have to. Each robot only takes 2 to 3 hours of maintenance a week, and part-time packages are available, which opens this opportunity up to everyone.
How can I get my own robots?
It's easy. Simply go to froyofranchising.com, enter promo code 2525, and submit your information. That's froyofranchising.com, promo code 2525. A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Celebrities can play an interesting role in getting us to pay attention to our health. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent. Perhaps the best example of this in recent memory is Angelina Jolie, opening up about her decision to undergo preventive double mastectomy. She did it after learning she carried the BRCA gene, which put her at higher risk of developing breast cancer. The so-called Angelina effect is part of the reason we're seeing a spike now in prophylactic double mastectomies. That's according to a new study by the American Cancer Society. Now, the American Society of Breast Surgeons recommends against this, as does the American Board of Internal Medicine. Only 6% of women, they say, will develop breast cancer in the unaffected breast within the next 10 years, according to the study's lead author. Ultimately, of course, only your doctor can say what's best for you, and you should always seek out a second opinion when it comes to things like this. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
When you buy any Pro refrigerant at Napa, $33.99. It comes with a pressure gauge, connect hose and refrigerant to make just about any car cool again. Old cars, new cars, brown